Would you trust a robot with your life? Not just to clean your floors or recommend a playlist, but to drive your car, diagnose your disease, perform your surgery, make split-second decisions in a crisis where human error could mean life or death. It's no longer a question for science fiction. It's a question for today. Because right now, algorithms fly our planes, power our medical imaging, and control the self-driving cars being tested on public streets. Autonomous drones patrol borders. AI co-pilots assist in high-risk military simulations. And robotic surgical systems are guiding the scalpels that cut into human flesh. So, how much trust is too much? Let's start with the paradox. Humans are emotional, biased, prone to error, and yet we still trust each other with our lives every day. We trust surgeons not to slip, pilots not to panic, drivers not to text. And yet, when machines outperform humans in key areas, reaction time, precision, data analysis, we hesitate. Because we're not just measuring competence, we're measuring accountability. If a human doctor makes a mistake, we demand an explanation. If a self-driving car kills a pedestrian, we ask, who do we blame? The car? The coder? The company? This is the first psychological barrier. Humans trust other humans because we know how to punish them. We know how to assign guilt. But how do you punish an algorithm? Now consider this. In study after study, autonomous systems have shown they can outperform human judgment. AI models catch signs of cancer earlier than radiologists. Autonomous vehicles, when properly trained, react faster than the average driver. Robotic surgery reduces human tremors, improving precision in microscale operations. And yet public trust remains fragile. It's called the algorithm aversion effect. When humans make mistakes, we forgive them. When machines make mistakes, especially early or visible ones, we lose confidence quickly, even if their overall performance is superior. Imagine two drivers. One is a human who makes small errors daily. The other is an AI that drives perfectly 99.99% of the time, but made one fatal mistake 5 years ago. Who do you trust more? Rationally, we should favor the machine. Emotionally, we hesitate. And that brings us to a deeper question. What does it mean to trust? Trust isn't just about outcomes. It's about expectations, predictability, empathy, and, this is key, shared values. We trust others when we believe they see the world like we do. But machines don't see the world. They calculate it. They optimize it. They don't feel fear, compassion, or guilt. And because of that, many people feel uneasy about giving them moral responsibility. Would you want an AI deciding who gets a ventilator during a shortage? Would you want a robot soldier deciding whether to pull the trigger? These are not hypothetical questions. In some parts of the world, they're already happening in slow, subtle ways. The problem isn't capability, it's control. We fear that once we give machines the ability to act autonomously, we may not fully understand or be able to intervene in how they reach their decisions, especially when their internal logic is shaped by complex machine learning models that even their creators can't fully explain. This is the black box problem. And it's why, in critical applications, engineers are racing to make AI systems more transparent, more explainable, more interpretable. But there's a trade-off. The more complex and accurate a model becomes, the harder it is to explain in human terms. Simpler models are easier to interpret, but often less powerful. So again, the question resurfaces. Would you rather have a system you understand, or one that keeps you alive? Now let's go even deeper. What happens when robots don't just keep us alive, but begin to understand us better than we understand ourselves? AI in mental health is already detecting signs of depression and voice patterns. AI companions are being developed to simulate empathy, to hold conversations, even to offer advice. At what point do we not just trust robots with our lives, but with our minds? The moment is approaching when our machines will know our preferences, our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities, maybe even before we do. And that raises a new frontier of trust. Can we maintain agency in a world where the machines we build begin to know us better than we know ourselves? Trust, then, becomes more than a question of safety. It becomes a question of sovereignty. Because if you outsource your judgment, your decisions, your critical thinking to a machine, how long before you stop developing those muscles yourself? This isn't a call to reject AI. It's a call to engage with it more deeply. To demand that these systems are built with transparency, tested with rigor, and deployed with accountability. Because machines don't need to be perfect, but they do need to be aligned with our values, with our priorities, with our sense of responsibility, and ultimately with our understanding that trust is not given freely, it's earned. So would you trust a robot with your life? The answer might depend not on what the machine can do, but on what kind of human remains in the loop, and how much of your agency you're willing to surrender for the promise of safety.